Let's start with a short meditation to center and to arrive mentally. Sit upright in a comfortable position and close your eyes. Keep your spine straight and your neck upright. Take a deep breath through the nose into your belly. Hold for a little while and breathe out through the open mouth. Put your attention on your breath. Don't concentrate or focus too hard. Don't strain. Just allow yourself to get calm and peaceful, to get out of your thoughts, to arrive mentally in the here and now. Observe emerging emotions, thoughts, pictures that come and go. Don't try to suppress anything. You are like a dispassionate observer. Just arrive in the here and now. And don't forget to smile to the outside and to your inside. At the end, put your awareness back to your body and your environment. Open very slowly your eyes. Take your time. Santosha, the second Niyama in Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. Santosha means contentment. The cultivation of soul contentment in all circumstances. In Patanjali's Yoga Sutra 242, we can read, "Contentment provides supreme peace and happiness." Roy Eugene Davis wrote in his commentary about Santosha, "Contentment in all circumstances can be maintained by being self-aware while dispassionately observing thoughts, feelings, behaviors, and the emergence and disappearance of transitory events." Should we constantly seek new and exciting moments of happiness, or is it better to strive for deep inner contentment? Everyone wants to experience happiness and contentment in their lives, right? The term soul contentment suggests that true contentment cannot be found outside ourselves, but rather within, in our true selves, in our essence, where contentment always prevails and is unchanging, regardless of what is happening around us. Soul contentment is a state of self-sufficiency, independent of and unaffected by external factors or temporary events. However, contentment in all situations does not mean accepting shortcomings, failures, mistakes, illness, suffering, or even war as something normal and being satisfied with them in order to calm oneself down or come to terms with them because one believes that nothing can be done about them anyway or that they are meaningless. In fact, it means giving up mental attachments and emotional ties to results and feelings that have been evoked, letting them go and no longer identifying with them, because they are not inevitable mistakes or defects in our DNA that urgently need to be repaired, right? Contentment is also not an expression of boredom. It is not an effect or consequence of resignation, inertia, despondency, or complacency. Contentment arises from the realization and acceptance that nothing is perfect, but everything is flowing and evolving, that every person is unique and incomparable, and from the insight that the tasks and challenges in life are determined by and characterize the individual state of consciousness. Contentment enables us to maintain an attitude of detached serenity in all temporary situations and circumstances. We can look back on our past, accept it, and reconcile ourselves with it by viewing events, injuries, or even traumatic experiences dispassionately and realistically, putting ourselves in the other person's shoes, forgiving and asking for forgivingness. We cannot change the past, but we can let go of our ties to it and our attachments. A deep sense of inner contentment allows us to calmly recognize the real tasks that need to be done here and now, as well as the appropriate constructive measures and activities that will determine our future. Soul contentment is. We can neither create nor achieve it. We only have to express it. Soul contentment provides and causes that all areas of life are harmoniously in balance and in the flow. That no internal or external stimuli require a reaction. To be aware of one's true self, to remain anchored in this awareness in all situations, and to act from this unshakable self-understanding. A clear understanding and realization of what one is and what God is. To be completely aware of the here and now with all the senses, thoughts, and emotions. The mind to be empty, still, and without expectations, and to be completely absorbed in a task or work that is useful and constructive. Being consciously aware and expressing from a state of soul contentment gives us the greatest peace and happiness, because we are grounded in self-awareness, have no pressing desires or expectations of the world, and are therefore open to moments and experiences of true bliss without being dependent on them. No event or outcome influences our soul contentment, because we recognize that we do not know, but trust devotedly. The following quote is from the Astavakra Gita, and it was seen in the Lahiri Mahasaya temple in Varanasi in 2025. What is yesterday, tomorrow, or today? What is space or eternity? I sit in my own radiance. I sit in my own radiance. And I have no fear. Walking, dreaming, sleeping. What are they to me? Or even ecstasy? What is far or near, outside or inside, gross or pseudo? I sit in my own splendor. I'm always without thought. What is happiness or grief? What is here and now or beyond? I'm indifferent to striving stillness and to my own indifference. For I have no bounds. I am Shiva. Nothing arises in me, in whom nothing is single. Nothing is double. Nothing is. Nothing is not. What more is there to say? To be truly content, we don't have to give up beautiful and fulfilling moments of happiness, but we should let go of our attachments and bonds to them. Moments of happiness are fleeting, like a ray of sunshine piercing through thick clouds on a rainy day, like a heartwarming smile from a stranger passing by, like a sublime view of a mountain range covered in fresh snow, like a blossoming flower stretching toward the sky and the sun with confidence. Moments of happiness are temporary and fleeting. Perhaps this is why we are constantly searching for new moments of happiness and want to share them with others. We send greeting cards or use digital media and platforms to congratulate others on their birthday, wedding, passing of an exam, or anniversary, and to wish them all the best, much happiness, good health, or success. It makes us happy when our children are cheerful and healthy, and their lives seem to be going well. We feel happy and relaxed when people laugh heartily, when a bird chirps, or when the sun shines brightly and warmly after a long period of rain, don't we? And yet, this type of happiness is a limited feeling, a temporary sensation caused by external circumstances, such as a longed-for change, the fulfillment of a long-cherished wish, or the occurrence of a long-awaited event. That means happiness is dependent on external circumstances. Moments of happiness are a stimuli for our feeling of being happy, and their occurrence often depend on the fulfillment of an individual desire, which is reinforced by a certain expectation of the outcome. The desperate search for happiness in the outside world, in an illusory world full of delusions, must inevitably lead to disappointment and dissatisfaction, doesn't it? When desires remain unfulfilled or expectations or results are not met, unhappy people eventually assume that they attract bad luck or have accumulated bad karma, and this mindset often becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy in their lives. Even the realization of many happy moments and the best possible fulfillment of desires ultimately lead to suffering through loss due to inevitable impermanence. Who isn't familiar with the saying, anticipation is the greatest joy? And indeed, our expectations play an important role in our feeling of happiness. The actual moment of realization and fulfillment becomes a meaningless normality when the long-awaited gift arrives, when the urgently needed change occurs, when the dream house is bought, because we have experienced this moment so many times in our imagination as anticipation. Even when we try to capture supposed moments of happiness in a photo or selfie and share them with others, these are only emotional impressions of the past. The impulse for a new feeling of happiness arises from a thought process, a mental image and interpretation, and the idea of sharing it with others. Experiencing moments of happiness is a wonderful thing that stimulates us, releases happiness hormones, relaxes us, makes us feel carefree, and immediately directs our attention to the here and now, bringing us into this moment of happiness. However, experiencing moments of exhilarating happiness carries the risk of wanting to experience them again and again, of desiring to experience that moment even more intensely, of wanting to escape reality and real life, and of developing long-term addiction-like dependencies. Here's a retelling of a story by Anthony de Mello. I call it Good Fortune or Misfortune. Who can say? A farmer had a beautiful black stallion that many of his neighbors envied him for. Curious people came from far and wide to see the horse and express their admiration. One day, through carelessness, the gate had not been closed, and the stallion ran away. People came to express their regret and said, "What a misfortune you have!" The farmer simply replied, "I don't know." A few days later, the black stallion returned with a magnificent white horse. People came by and said, "What a beautiful horse! And your stallion had returned too. What good fortune you have!" The farmer replied, "I don't know." After a few weeks, the farmer's son rode out on the white horse, was thrown off, and broke his leg. People who heard about the accident came by and said, "What a misfortune! Your son has broken his leg." The farmer replied, "I don't know." After some time, war broke out, and young men were drafted into military service. The farmer's son was not considered he had a broken leg. The people who heard about this came to the farmer and told him what a good fortune he had. The farmer simply replied, "I don't know." The constant search for happiness in the outer world, for things and circumstances that promise happiness, will lead to suffering. Soul contentment provides lasting happiness. Use this technique of creative imagination to cultivate and realize the attitudes and behaviors of Santosha. Knowing that you are a spiritual being superior to your mind and to mundane circumstances, do the following. Meditate at the beginning alone, in a quiet place. Sit upright on a chair, close your eyes and relax. Breathe 3 times deeply, in and out. Concentrate on the area between the eyebrows and watch your breath. Don't try to control it. Just observe your breath. Feel the cool air while inhaling and the warm air when exhaling. If you like, you can use a mantra. When your mind is calm and your awareness is clear, vividly imagine that you are Santosha. You are contentment. Your soul contentment is cultivated in all circumstances. There is no need to use willpower. Remember Patanjali's Yoga Sutra about Santosha. Contentment provides supreme peace and happiness. Clearly see yourself as this person who is fully established in Santosha, in soul contentment in all circumstances. And feel it at the deepest level of your being. Imagine and feel how you as this person will think. How do you speak? And how will you act? The feeling that you have should be of acceptance and gratitude, rather than an emotion. Rest for a while in that awareness and feeling of accomplishment of SANTOSHA. Now, bring your awareness back to your body and your circumstances. Take your time. And open very, very slowly your eyes. Maintain your clear awareness and feeling of accomplishment of SANTOSHA after your practice session. Om.